Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. So I have my altered book again today. We're going to do something a little different. I'm going to just show you what I did in this yesterday. So I didn't turn on the camera, I just turned on loud classic rock and just worked on it pretty much all afternoon, and it's still not done. That's one thing about these things, they just take forever. But anyways, I wanted to show you what I did for those of you that are kind of like following along or whatever, and then we'll make something else for those of you that are like sick of looking at this. So if you are sick of looking at this, you can fast forward and then you won't have to watch all this part. Alright, so we have that, and I did one of these cards, so I'm basically just going to show you. I got this from my friend Samantha. She sent me some Happy Mail. And so she put this in there, and it's like a little stencil for like honeycomb or beehive or whatever you want to call it. So I did that on some old book page with just my vintage photo distress ink. And that's this bottom layer, and then this is a piece of my paper from the second, I think, or the first Posy kit. And then this is some of the lace from that first kit, and then this is just a flower that I added and a bee that I added. And then on the back, this is my old paper, my new digi, the newest one, called Old Paper, and then I just added a butterfly, and I stitched all the way around, so it's all stitched, and so that just tucks in there. Then you saw these the other day. And then on this one, we did this together, I think. Oh no, I think I did this one by myself. I don't know, I can't remember what I did. Anyways, I'll show you, so that, because I did a few of these on my own, and I think this one I did with you guys. So that's that one again. And then, let's see, what did we do here? Nothing. Okay, but we did do the card on the inside, and I know I did this one yesterday, so it's one of the longer ones. And let me measure these just so you can get an idea. This particular journaling card is 5 by, it's hard to tell with all the ribbon and junk up here. Oops. 8.5. 5 by 8.5. So that's again book page with the honeycomb stencil. And I don't know where she got that because it was a gift. So, and then this is from the second Posy. And then I just did that smushing of the paper and flattened it out, but I stamped Exhibit A. It's just, the top portion of the book page where it's blank. That's the lace. I did all kinds of lace there. Then on the back I did a little tuck fold thing, that you do with the fabric, and stitched it. And this is the old paper, and I just ripped it, and I did use this edge of these rulers. So these are the We Are Memory Keepers, and this is the big one, but it kind of looks cool on something like that where you want it to be a little more dramatic. So I just did it at an angle. I did a little more of the honeycomb down here, and then that. So thank you, Samantha. That thing has been super fun. I was playing with that yesterday, and that was lots of fun to do. So that one just tucks down in here. And there's that, and we did together. And, oh, whoops, I still got my clip holding that. I did a pocket on here, and this is some of the lace from the first Posy Digi, and I just added a piece of crocheted lace over here. This is the flower from the Digi. This is one of Rachel at Roxy Creations labels, so if you want those, go check her out because they're really cool. This is actually from my last kit, the oh my gosh, I can't think. 1923 add-on is what that one's from. And then this is the little guy that I cut out. And I think these are kind of fun because you could like journal on the back if you wanted to, or you could like later add them to the side of the page, or whatever. I just tucked him in there. And I did this yesterday, and I did the same thing, the squishing of the paper and putting it on there. And I cut her out. She has in your Digi, she has like a fountain or a bird bath or something that she's kind of standing next to. I just cut that off, so she just looks like she's standing there sort of near the mushroom. And I did all the fabric and jazz up here. And on this side I did the sari silk all bunched, and I stitched it, you can see. And it kind of gets mushed up from being stuck in the pocket, but I mean that's just sort of the way it is. And this is from the old paper Digi that I just put out, and this is a piece of lace from the first Posy. It's going to get real confusing here with all the names of these. and I try to keep the names pretty simple, but apparently it's still rough for my brain. And then I did this little journaling card. And these are pretty simple. I did not, you know, do anything. It's just a rectangle of paper. And then I did different stitching. I did zigzag and straight stitch, zigzag, you know, like that around. And then that's the back. This is one of Rachel from Roxy Creations doilies. This is my old paper, and this is from First Posy, the lace. Let's see, I just stuck one of Rachel's doilies in there because I like the way that looked. The library card, I went ahead and backed it, which is some lined. I was telling you guys in one of my videos that I got this at Goodwill. It was a guest book, and I just tore the pages out and coffee stained it and just stitched around it, just to give it a little more, it needed a little more heft. And so these ones I haven't done yet, so I will be working on those. And then another thing I want to do real quick today with you guys, so you can kind of get the idea of what I'm talking about. I've printed, this page is from the Posy add-on, and then on the back I did the old paper because I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I meant. And there's a few spots in here I think I want to put like another fold out, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want it. Like those are good. Those are good. I'm just looking at these to figure out which ones I don't. You know, I think I'm going to do it right here just because, you know, it's plain on one side. So what I'm thinking is if I fold this in half, it doesn't even have to be anything more than folded in half, really. And I just did this on regular printer paper, so this isn't any fancy paper. This is regular printer paper because I don't want to bulk it up too much, you know. And then I thought I could just glue this in. This will flip out, and then you can write all in there. So just a little more interest. And I know I put all these down, but as we talked about this book, you know what I might do? I might try to just tip it in, and then it can come out as an extra page. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. There was profanity on here, so I didn't want to be doing my videos, and I mean, I don't know if you guys could even see that, but I just that bothered me, so anyway, I just wanted to cover that up. And I kind of want this edge a little bit more interesting, so I think I'm going to go ahead and use my tear ruler. I might try one of my other ones. I wasn't really that interested in these other ones until yeah, these are pretty, they're too regular, I think. I mean, they'll be great for something, but not this. So let's just use the edge of this one because I like this one. And I really do kind of like that bigger tear too. It's sort of cool for this one, for something that you really want to have that torn edge look. These are really fun, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to push hard. I'm doing it backwards. The only thing is it always scoots, which is probably user error, but you know what I need to do? I just need to turn it around. I can't do it with that hand. Ridiculous. Now that I have a fold in it, it doesn't want to tear it off. There we go. That was way more difficult than it ever should have been. Alright, so I'm going to try tipping this in with some washi. And I don't know, because I have not done a lot of these. But it's all a live and learn. And so I thought I would just put this in, and then we're going to make something else. I just wanted to try this, if I can find the beginning of this. This one might be too thick. Yeah, I already feel like that's just way too thick. So let me try this one with the writing on it instead. I have no idea what this is, but I'm just going to stick it right up in there. it's funny because there's a lot of things that I do and there's a lot of things that I don't do. I see other people do and I think, oh, I need to do that, and then I never do it. And this is one of them because I've seen Johanna do this and I just never tried it. So, oops. And this is probably why, because it's way fiddly for me anyway. Maybe if I just do it on the edge first. Sorry. Anything very fiddly, and I just can't seem to get the hands to do it anymore. I'm probably going to have to add a little glue. I just don't trust washi because it doesn't always stick super great, so I'm just going to go along this edge right here. And of course I picked my largest glue stick. Just want to make sure it sticks down. I'm going to try to get right in that crease, but whether I can actually accomplish it is another story. Okay. And I'll just cut off the extra, so there's no worries there. And I'm just going to really kind of stick it into that crease. Ah, that worked okay. I think that will work. Alright, now I need scissors. What to do with all my scissors, I don't know. So yeah, I'll probably do one more of these somewhere in the book. I just wanted to show you guys. I don't want to keep torturing you with every single step. So, yeah, I just wanted to... It's hard to believe I worked on that all day yesterday, or all afternoon, and I pretty much only got 4 cards done. 2 big ones and 2 small ones. Yeesh. Okay. So that can go, and I'm just going to fold it back gently. I might put a strip down here as well. It doesn't have to be quite as long. See, this is the thing, it all curls up. That's upside down. I guess not that anybody will really be reading it, but you know. I want it to go in there more. Alright. I'm not crazy about how this is right here. So I think I'm going to cut these little strips off that didn't quite reach because they'll just always be coming up. I don't like that. There we go. I think that will work. So that'll give us an extra page to do some writing on because, as I said, this doesn't have, and tearing that off was a good idea because otherwise it probably would get stuck in that edge there. So I think that worked out great. Alright, so I think we're good there. I think I showed you, yep, I showed you that one. That, okay, yeah. So that is as far as I got yesterday. I should probably leave that open so it doesn't get stuck together. But I just wanted you to see that I am still working on it. It's still happening. And I'll come back and show it again. Alright, so let's see. I have, I saw Girl on the Ridge. I can't think of her name right now. But anyways, she was doing Glassine bag, like little journal books or notebooks or whatever you want to call them. And I think she was taking larger glassine bags, and she had them, like, if this was one glassine bag, she folded them in the middle and made like a little book out of them. And I don't know, all I saw was the finished project, or product. So I didn't see how she made them, but this is just what I came up with because I have this size of glassine bag. So I just took 2 glassine bags and I stitched right down here and stitched right down there. And so it almost makes like a little spine for a book, like that. And then the pockets obviously are like this. So I thought this would be fun to make a little book out of. So I've got some coffee dyed paper, and I got Gail Augustinelli's trims. I think this is her trim number 2, I'm pretty sure. And then this is her new one. It's the lace. She got all these vintage laces and she did them. So I thought I could use some of those on this. And then I have just my newest digi, the one I showed you guys the other day, the old paper. Just because I think this would be fun to make into like a real journaling kind of journal, mini journal, whatever. So anyways, that's my plan. I have no idea other than that how this is going to go, so we'll find out. Alright, so the first thing I need to do is measure this, because I'm not even sure exactly what size it is. Oops, I keep wanting to do centimeters, and I don't know how to do centimeters. 5.5 by like almost 7.25. So let's do like 5 by 7 roughly. Right, so let's see. I do this. These are, this would be 5.5, duh. But if I want to do 5, what I want to do, I kind of want to keep this edge right here. So I'm not going to measure perfectly, but I'm going to take a piece of this off over here on each one. And this is roughly about 1/2 inch. And then when I go like this, I'm still going to be able to keep that. I just like the coffee staining when it gets really dark on the edges, so I want to keep that. And then 7. I know I can use my grid, but I kind of just have it set up for how the camera is, so I don't want to mess anything up. 7, let's go 6 3/4 is where we're going to be tearing these. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because, you know what, in fact I'm going to take it up a little bit because I want to tear that bottom edge too, so that everything has the same ruffly kind of edge. If that makes sense. So now I've got the torn edge. This one's rough and torn edge, so that, So let's see, is that going to work? That's going to work. So you don't have to measure perfectly when you're doing this. You can just, kind of like take a little bit off the sides and then just roughly, because they don't all have to match. I kind of want that rough look. But if you want them all to match, then measure, measure, measure. See, this one's got the really good coffee staining, and I definitely want to keep that. I just like that edge when it gets like that. So that's 8.5, so that'd be 7.5. That'll work. I don't know why sometimes the whole grid thing throws me off, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, duh. I'm not great at all anything too technical. So this one's a little bit bigger. Is it going to fit in there? I need to take a little bit more off. So I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. Hope you had a nice Memorial Day, honoring our vets and all the people who have lost loved ones, which is horrible, but at least we have a day to honor everyone, which I love. We did. We went over to our local cemetery and took flowers to, it was actually my friend who lost her husband this fall. I took flowers over to his grave and his parents' graves because she's moved out of state, so she couldn't be here to do that. So I did that yesterday. But it was a nice day here, except the wind would not stop blowing. But, you know, it's just kind of that time of the year, I guess. The weather's a little volatile. At least yesterday we did not get rain, which has been the first day in quite some time. I mean, I like rain, don't get me wrong, and we definitely need it. It's just, after that long, I get kind of tired of it. So this one I'm going to do a tiny bit shorter, because I don't want them all to match perfectly. I want them to be all to be a little different, so that you get kind of that ruffly edged look happening. And I actually have one more piece of that. What did I do with it? Oh, it's over there. This is one that I printed to go in the other one, but I think I might go ahead and put it in here. The only problem is I'm going to lose, I guess I'll lose the mushroom. So let's see. Yeah. Actually, I could lose right there. It wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I'm going to do that because I like the mushroom. I've never seen a purple mushroom in reality, but I've seen pictures. It's very cool. Purple's my favorite color, so I just think it'd be fun to put one of these in. And go like this. I don't love that straight edge on there though, so I am going to tear that a little. I know I just folded it right. It'll be alright. It's going to add interest. Okay. Character, right? That's the word. Okay, so this one I'm probably, this isn't great either on the up and down, huh? Well, let's just take this one off and see how we go. Let me get this. Take a little over an inch off. And I'll just take a little bit off of this side. I know I got that a little bit. That's okay. Let's see, how far away are we? We're still quite a ways. At least her head's on there. Okay. So see, this gives us some pages. And then I can just do this kind of thing. And then I think, I know this seems kind of weird, but I think once you have stuff in it, it'll actually be good that it's got a bit of a gusset there. And I think I'm going to take a piece of graph paper, or ledger, not graph paper, whatever this stuff's called. Maybe we'll even fold these since it's so long. So let's get both edges torn off. I just thought these would be kind of fun because I'm going to tear it a little bit more off. I don't know what I was going to say. It's just something different to do. And I don't know exactly how Lori Fusco, I'm not sure how she did it, but I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Sorry. Because I kind of want, it's not super a lot bigger. So maybe we'll just, Lori Fusco? Girl on the Ridge. That's all that I know. I'm not sure exactly how she did hers because I just saw the finished product and I was like, ooh, that's cool. And I love that crinkly sound of those glassine bags. So anyway, I ripped off too much, otherwise I could have folded it over. Oh well. Let's go. one in the middle, so when it opens up, any of those too tall. See, so I like the way it's not even. I just think that's kind of fun. And maybe I'll do one more. I got this. I did this with some irises, some of my irises, and I did do a little food coloring, so it's not just the irises, but it kind of came out neat. I mean, it's super pale purple. Let's do, it's kind of got the edge like the coffee dyed, so I'm just going to take off a ½ an inch. Oh, or half the paper. Don't do that. Let's try that again. Okay, work with me, would you? There we go. See how the edge is kind of cracked and a little bit darker. This paper is still a little bit wet. I just did these. I probably should wait, but you know, why would I do that? Why, oh why would I do that? So I'm really taking about an inch off of either end on those. I think I'll do one. Alright, so now I'm going to go stitch these into this glassine, and then I'll come back and we'll do some decorating. Okay, I'm back. So I got that all stitched in. It's stuck. And so I'm not even sure what I want to do. So I'm sure that's very helpful for everybody else involved. But anyway, just thought we could make maybe a couple big cards to go in there, because they will fit some good size ones. I think I want to use these. And what I thought I could do is just kind of fold them sort of in half, but we don't quite need the full half. So I'm just going to do like this kind of a thing. And as you can see, I'm not measuring. Should, but I'm not. And I don't know what I did with my bowl and folder. I cleaned everything up, and see, no, I don't know where I put that, but anyway. And then I'll just trim this, which kind of stinks because you're going to lose part of that leaf, but I want to make sure that it's going to fit in there. It still would cut it off regardless, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, let me get... Actually, you know what we could do? We could... I'll just cut it where it is. Helps if you can fold straight too. Alright, so just cutting a portion of that off. There's just a piece of thread with it. Plus this will give me a little bit of a heftier card, you know, and it'll fit straight down. And then you'll have something pretty to look at, you know, well, not so much on this side, but we can do some collaging on this side. So I'm going to cut the top part off, or I can put that on the front, or whatever. Like this one, let's do... I turn that around. 7. And I want to do this one about the same. One, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, pull off more off of that. I'm just going to do this. Hopefully that's straight. Or, oh, I did that wrong because I want the mushroom. Do not copy me. People measure because I am a mess. Let's see. I want the mushroom. So. Okay, that has that, but we can fix that. Just measure. Just be smart and measure. You'll actually save time. I always think I'm being quicker by doing that, but obviously it's not quicker. Because I did a lot better when I just measured to 7, right? For the height. I'm cutting off that, but that's alright, I'll use it for something else. Alright. So those should be roughly the same size now. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to just glue these together, and then we'll do some collaging and stuff, so a lot of that will get fixed. I think I'm just in one of those days. I'm kind of excited. It's sort of silly, I guess, but Gail Augustinelli ordered some of my digi kits, and she's taking them to a retreat. And so I was just excited to have her, you know, order one of my kits. So I think I'm just kind of wound up today. I would just relax. I would probably be a lot better off. It's just awesome of her to do that. It'll just be fun to see what she comes up with. She does some great work. If you don't know, which I'm sure everybody knows, but go check out Gail Augustinelli because she does some really amazing work. And I don't know how, but she literally films every day. So, I mean, I know she's retired, but she's had a lot of stuff going on in her family, and you know, having to drive a lot and do a lot of things, and I just don't know how she does all of it. So my hat's off to her for sure, because that can be very difficult to, it's hard enough for me to keep up with. I work part-time. I don't even work full-time. But even in the summer, I don't think I could do every day. That would just be rough. Okay, so I have my little template that I use to do tags. So I'm just going to cut the corners on these. They're going to be like big, I've got a thing for big giant tags lately, I guess. So they're kind of nice though, because you've got more area to journal on and stuff when they're bigger, I think. But so what you could have done instead of folding these in half, if you don't want to do it that way, is you could definitely you know, print something else on the back, which is probably the way I should have done it, but I didn't, so I'm doing it this way. And that way, you know, you get the front and the back, but this will work, and this paper wasn't super thick. It's like 40-pound paper for my Epson printer, and I showed you guys the other day what I use if I'm not using regular printer paper. So it makes, and this is a really nice weight tag, I think. So this one's going to be the front one, this can be the back one. I don't even really totally mind that fold. I think that just kind of adds to the old paper feel. So I'm going to do some inking on the edges of these. So yeah, she's on a retreat. I'm not sure how long she's going to be on the retreat, but I will be excited when she gets back to, if she shows, you know, what she did. She just told me she was taking them on a retreat to play with, so. So I should tell you what these actually ended up being in size, since I was hemming and hawing all over the place. It's about 4 3/4 by 7. I should have known that because I did measure that. So right around 4 3/4 by 7. Okay, that side's done. But the beautiful part is you don't have to do a whole lot to these. And they're done, basically. I mean, I kind of want to put a little something on that other side, but it doesn't have to be a lot, for sure. Yeah, I like that fold, actually. That's funny. That just kind of adds to it, I think. And we'll punch some holes and cover them up. And go check out Lori Fusco, Girl on the Ridge, if you haven't too, because she does some really cool things. And like I said, I did not see a tutorial for these glassine bag things, so I'm not exactly sure how she did it, but this was just my take on the whole thing. I just thought it'd be fun because I like that crunchy, crinkly. And you could stitch around these, which I may do later. You could do lots of things. You could do the fabric up at the top, like those ones I did. If you wanted to, that would be fun. But for now, I'm just going to do this kind of thing. And then, I said I was going to, but see, I think that's kind of cool because you can see those through there. I kind of sewed mine a little wonky, so take your time and do it good. I kind of like this. I'm going to do the really torn edge on this. And I don't want it perfectly straight. These are a little tricky. You got to just kind of go slow and be patient. And it may not do it perfectly each time. Yeah. But it definitely gives you a much more torn look than the other side. I don't want it perfectly straight. So you could really load these pockets up with some ephemera and, you know, just all kinds of things because they are a little bit bigger of a pocket than just a, you know, like a glued down piece of paper would be. So you could do some really cool things with that. But I really like that crinkly noise. I need like something on the front. From Denise. And then I put some of these in my shop 2 by 2, and the information's on there as far as the measurements, but you'll get 2 of them if you guys are interested in those. I'm going to try to find one of those. This one because I don't know what I did with the other one. Okay, I just had my sewing scissors. I like set stuff down and then that's it. By the sewing machine, of course, where else? Okay, so I kind of like, I think I just want one of these squares. And I like to fray them. They will fray a little bit if you're not too close to the stitching portion. And again, I think it's either like the tatting crochet or just tatting squares. I really don't know because I know nothing about tatting or crochet for that matter. My sister crochets, but I don't. So but they haven't had the tatting done yet. They do have the little stitching, but they don't have the tatting. And some of them are cool because they still have the stamp of like the patent on them. Those are kind of neat. And oh, see, you lose a lot of it, but if I pull it up, maybe something like that more. And then I can use a strip of this. This is what Denise gave me when I was doing my Oriental or Asian journal. It's really hard for me to use this because I really like it a lot. It does fray really good though. I like that cloud right there. I think I'm going to lose this edge though. See if I can't get it to do some more fraying. Okay. It's a little bit tricky. Doesn't fray quite the way you think it would. Sorry, you guys can definitely fast forward if you're losing your mind right now. I like this edge better, but I like that cloud, but I think this looks a lot better. Just gonna cut it smaller. I wanted that cloud, but it's not working right to do that. Now I have a mess on my hands. Sorry, just want to get rid of this. Right, so I think that's good, and then I kind of think it needs like some, I said I was going to use this and I didn't use it. That's too big. I think this one's going to be the most obviously lace. I love this really old lace. That one's beautiful. I mean, not they're all old, but you can really tell that one is old. I just want a rough piece. How long I want it. like too much, I think. I need just a piece of this one. This one on the bottom, let me get a little bit. These are super pretty. She had a, if you don't watch, she had a neighbor friend who found out she has terminal lung cancer, which is horrible, but she had all kinds of old lace and stuff and gifted it to Gail, which is very nice of her to do. That's rough. So I think that's good. And I'm going to use tacky glue because I want to make sure that this all stays down. So this big piece of lace is going on first, or paper. I know we're going to lose that, right? Why did I even bother? But it's fine. I can turn it around and you'll be able to see it through the other side. You need something on the cover. That's interesting. But I do like the way you can see through those, so that's fun. And this one, and I could use Fabri-Tac. If you have Fabri-Tac, that might be a better choice. I just all know my love-hate relationship with that stuff. Mostly hate. Like, it works, but it drives me batty. And that would probably be a way better choice for this, but I'm just going to use the old tacky glue because I know it will work. It's very reliable that way. All my edges on this so that it's down. Oopsie. Okay. Don't want that on that silk. I'm going to end up having a spot. Alright. So I think that is good. I may end up doing like a little cluster fabric or something up there. Let's see. So if I turn this around, which is what I think I'm going to do now, since that is like that. I'm going to turn this one too, since the back doesn't really matter. Yeah, I like that. So I hope you guys like that. I'm going to add some ribbon to those tags, and then, you know, I think that's kind of cool. That's just a fun little book, and I may go inside of my journal. I think it would be pretty if it was like back here somewhere, or maybe all the way at the back. Something like that, because it's not too fat. But look at how cool this is looking with all the stuff. I just have to finish those other tags and they'll look like this too. So anyways, I also wanted to know if you guys could leave me some information if you like shorter videos, longer videos. I really, because I feel like mine are getting too long, but I don't know how else to do this type of, you know, work without having them be long. So just let me know what you think. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and have a great day. Bye-bye now.